Yeah, Coach Kevin Pettis has his team ready to go, playing pretty well. They have defeated Rickards and Lincoln, Rickards and Leon here in the city, and they're playing pretty good this season.
Right up the middle there.
Right
nice
up
tackle. I thought maybe you were being part of your prognostication was predicting a win here for Lincoln. I mean, for Chiles over Lincoln when you had forecast that win. I said, oh, there you go. That's Earl of Pearl Hankerson. He calling it out bright and early for him.
No, Coach, I'm not going to go that far.
Not going to go that far?
No, not at all. The Corey Levins on that first kickoff return, and he takes it out to the 26-yard line. That's where Garrett Green, commit to West Virginia University, is going to get the Timberwolves started.
Rated the number one quarterback in the Panhandle area. And it's actually a battle of the number one rated quarterback and the number two rated quarterback. I just think that Lincoln has a few more weapons on their side at their disposal over there than what Garrett has over here with Chiles.
Yeah, I think Lincoln definitely does have a few more weapons, Coach, that they can use in their arsenal, and they're going to be on full display tonight. I think we are going to see a pretty good ball game. Chiles coming off a loss to Crestview last week, I think was unexpected for them. But Crestview has a pretty good ball club. They really put a whooping on Leon last night, 48-7 in a district matchup.
Yeah, I think they come next week. Do they play Lincoln in next week?
Week after next. Lincoln travels to Crestview, so that's going to be a huge game for the Trojans. But first things first, they got to take care of business here tonight versus Chiles.
Well, the scramble to the right there gets him a first down, and he moves those chains a little bit. So first and 10 on the 38.
Green working from the gun, joined by Gillespie in the backfield. Gillespie with the carry, and he's immediately tackled by Lincoln, linebacker number 44, Hampton, on the tackle.
You don't get hit much quicker than that. He got hit as soon as he received the handoff, he got hit.
Yeah, he shut that play down really, really quick, being not blocked from the end. That's who they were reading, but they elected to hand the ball off instead of Green pulling it and taking it on his own. And they lost 3 yards on that play, 2nd and 13 for the Timberwolves. Green back to pass, and he's looking. Eyes downfield, and his receiver drops the pass intended for Jalen Herring, and he's one of the better players that Chiles has on their roster.
And they're going to have to make those plays for him. And we really think that that's one of the major differences between the two is that Lincoln has a few more playmakers on that side of the ball. They play both ways, but when they get in that open field, it's looking to be 6 on the other end.
Yeah, and then Green can make magic for Chiles. He can get guys, throw guys open, but they've got to be able to catch the ball when it's their time. We're going to have all sides on Lincoln. Defensive line jumped a little early.
Well, he had that hard count, Coach. And he looked like a veteran quarterback, and we should see him play at West Virginia some. Maybe not next year as a freshman, but I think that he's going to make a positive statement at West Virginia.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach, I wouldn't be surprised if he does play next year. This current starting quarterback is not having a real good time of it right there for the Mountaineers. And so I know that Garrett Green is highly respected, highly recruited. I think he might have an opportunity to actually contribute early.
That would be great for this area, for himself, and for the big men in the area, for our student athletes to leave as freshmen and go somewhere and play.
Now that play call was a little surprising to me, a little read play on 3rd and long. I guess Chiles is electing to try to play field position and punt the ball and try to pin Lincoln deep.
It's going to be an accomplishment for them to pin Lincoln deep because they have Big time return man back there. Great punt. Angle out. Oh, great,
ball,
great roll.
Excellent job, and they actually stepped up to the task, Coach. And Lincoln's going to take over from the 5-yard line coming out.
Yeah, that was a great kick. And Insights will be right back. And it has been such a long time since we've been back in Tallahassee to do a game, at least to do a high school game, because every Tuesday or Wednesday we've been doing the middle school games. Judge Anthony Miller from Leon County Circuit Court has been in there with us as our guest announcer. And you have to listen to the game last week, because that was one of the, not last week, but Tuesday, that was one of the funniest moments in the last few seconds of that first half. And Kyle went for that big play with 80 seconds to go. With 30 seconds to go, and Judge Miller said, "That was my son who just got burnt. He tackled nothing but the air." That was pretty embarrassing, y'all. Good play by Chiles. Now, these running plays that Chiles was running, that Lincoln's running now, they're setting up big plays.
Yeah, definitely made to set up the next play. They want to see how the defense is going to react here early on. Sage Ennis came out on the first play in a Wildcat formation, and then Chris Beard entered the game, handing the ball off. And now 3rd down, Beard back to pass, and he goes deep, and it's complete to number 11, Marco Scarica, for a huge gain. That's about 50 yards on the completion for the Trojans. And those are those big plays, Coach, that we talked about, and the explosiveness of the Lincoln skill position.
It is. They passed to. That's what we said about. He's not even listed as their top receiver, but he's one of the top 10 receivers listed in this Big Bend area that comes from Tallahassee to Pensacola.
Well, he missed a few games early due to injury. There's a nice sack by Chiles.
It was a good play there, which typically I'm interested. We've watched Chris as a part of our games as a sophomore on. This is the 3rd year we've watched him, and typically he takes that off and runs with it. And now what he's doing, looks like he's doing, he's standing in that pocket a lot more than what we have seen in the past.
Yeah, I believe that was Xavier Much on the check that Sean Knight on the tackle, on the sack. Beard is able to use his legs, but he's also using his arm, because there's Scarica again for 6. Yes, sir. 52-yard touchdown pass. Beard to Scarica.
Already, I'm noticing in one of the biggest differences in him, we just spoke about how he's standing in the pocket. He has not done that in the past. He was nervous, and he would get out, and Coach Gray has worked with him, and he's actually delivering that football better than what I've seen of him.
That was outstanding, Coach.
It really was.
He typically looks to take off and use his legs, but he, as you stated, stood tall in the pocket, very calm in the pocket, and made a nice catchable pass for Scarica, 52 yards, and Lincoln, with the extra point, is up 7-0.
And we will be back. This is Insight's High School Game of the Week, and we will be right back for the kickoff again. And here's the kickoff. Chiles needs to respond quick because Lincoln can put a lot of points on the board on you with a quickness. Way to turn the corner there. Nice run.
Yes, absolutely. Jalen Herring on that return took it off the bounce and was really able to make something happen to give the Timberwolves really, really good field position starting from the 40-yard line.
And that was real good position there, Coach. He kind of got to a crease and stepped in between there and kept going. That was a solid run there.
We got a water break, so officials time out on the field.
Coach, what would be your thought as you look at this game, and which now is 7-0? What does Chiles have to do to you, for you, to be able to stay in this game against Lincoln?
Well, just as we saw in the first drive, they got to catch the ball. You got a great quarterback who can really make some magic and things happen back there for you. But if you're not able or willing to make the receptions, we saw that he threw the receiver wide open earlier and the ball was dropped. And so they're going to have to be able to make plays in order to stay in contention with Lincoln. Otherwise, this might get ugly really quick because Lincoln has the explosiveness to take on anyone. And looks like they come out. There's a nice
play there.
Nice little drag route by Herring. Gets him out into space.
There's that first down.
He picks up a first down.
Well-designed play that time. He knew that Lincoln was coming.
Yeah, they had a 6-man line there. And so they really were playing man-to-man on the back end of it. And Herring was able to run open into space. And Garrett Green able to connect. 11-yard gain on first down. So those are the types of things that Chiles is going to have to do. Take what the defense gives you. That's pretty much what you can ask for from any offense. But you have to be able to scheme these types of things and work your way down the field.
And Chiles, coaching staff, been together for a couple of years now. They actually have improved a lot. Chiles' program has always been a program that's been a sleeping giant. And actually, some of the teams in the city have been a little fearful of what Chiles might do if they ever put it together, because potentially they were a giant that would be somebody that would have to be reckoned with.
Well, you're really looking at a team, probably the last 3 years, they've been the best team not to make the playoffs in the Big Bend.
Okay.
They've missed the playoffs by fractions of points. Mm-hmm. And so they're looking to turn that around this year. You got a great quarterback at the helm. You've got some pieces around him, some really good playmakers, Herring and Gillespie. And then those are the things that he's able to do. But we're going to have a block in the back by one of his receivers here on this play that's going to erase that game.
But, Coach, it didn't make sense because he should have let him go right where he was. He was right there to be able to get the first down, get out of bounds, and that was it.
He was going out of bounds anyway.
Right.
And so those are the types of mistakes, mental errors that really could cost Chiles an opportunity to be competitive in the game. They're typically not the team that is competitive with Lincoln. I think the last 20 games or so, Lincoln has won 18 or 19 of those games.
Oh, sounds like a rivalry to me.
Yeah, they
sounds like us in Cookman, how we used to be.
Yeah, used to. They said it's the Great American Rivalry Series game tonight here from Cox Stadium, and we're glad to bring it to you. Insights Media.
We're right here.
Insights TV.
We appreciate you, Coach Hankerson. We see you at the middle school games with your daughter on the way to being America's most valuable cheerleader.
That'd be outstanding.
Ooh, nice.
What a nice play. That's a really, really nice screen there by Chiles. Able to bring the receiver, pretty much bringing him in motion to the ball as it's in flight and making that reception.
And he was on the move on it. Typically, they run that bubble screen and the receiver pops out. Now, that was a nice little twist he ran on that drag route with it, Coach. That was a nice play.
Yes, it was. That's number 11, Gesicki.
Marco.
For Chiles.
For
yes.
Chiles.
That was Gesicki.
First down.
Oh, my goodness. Errant snap. Oh, my goodness. Coach.
Coach, they can't do that. Not against Lincoln. They
That's
can't
a
do that.
22. That's going to be about a 21-yard loss for Chiles. The snap was errant.
Because the snap was not even close to him. Now they were second and.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, Coach, that's second and 25. They're further back now than they were on the initial return of the kickoff. That's not something that you can do against Lincoln.
Second and 31.
Can't do that, Coach.
Those are the things that we just alluded to, just finished talking about, as to how Chiles was going to have an opportunity to win the game. Let's see what Garrett Green can do. Lincoln, it looks like they're going to bring some pressure. They drop out of it into the zone. Green stands in, and he delivers that pass to Cooksey on the reception.
Coach, that was a nice throw.
Very nice. Excellent throw, Coach.
You have to be impressed with both quarterbacks.
Absolutely.
I mean, these two are probably the best two. I mean, they're ranked 1 and 2 in the area from here to Tallahassee.
Yeah.
I mean, from here to Pensacola, and we can see it.
Yeah, I don't think there's not a quarterback that we've seen this year that's been able to deliver the ball like we've seen here from these two guys here in the first quarter.
Coach, the only one I've seen last year and this year that could do this was the youngster that was at your quarterback at Thomasville High, IGA.
Yeah, Maxwell.
Oh,
yes, he was something special. Here we go, third down for the Timberwolves.
Nice blocking, Coach.
Oh, it's going to
gonna
open
be
wide
enough
up.
room.
There's Green. He might pick up the first. He's just going to be 2 yards shy of a first down after a second and 31. We're looking here at 4th and 2. That's going to give Chiles. I'm pretty sure they'll go for it here on 4th and 2.
And Lincoln's going to make an adjustment here very soon because they're sending the receivers quick. And when they send 5 and 6 men, it leaves the middle of the field open. So their quarterback is just taking off, running and getting the extra yardage. And that's what they're doing here. Are they going to give it? Are they going to do that now, Coach? They're going to try to run it.
I'd run my read option right here. And they're going to call timeout to talk about it.
Coach. That's just what they're going to do. I can understand that because this really is a big play now to be able to do this. They need this first time. It would be something that would be important for them to keep their drive going. And this Insights High School Game of the Week with Earl the Pearl and his favorite chicken place.
You can get all your favorite chicken nuggets, chicken and chicken tenders in your choice of the bone chicken sandwich. You can even order.
Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you being here with Insights, INSIIGHTS, Insights, 2 I's in the middle. Coach Lincoln has a receiver. I thought for a minute they were not going to cover him.
He was uncovered.
And they have enough quality defensive backs. They can guard you man to man.
They're going to go. He went for it all. That's a little surprising, Coach. Let's get the first down. Let's give ourselves a real opportunity to get the first down and keep the drive going. You were 31 yards behind the chains and was able to get it back.
Put yourself in a manageable position, Coach.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. Let's get the first down. We're down 7-0 with underdog. Let's keep it going.
Could have been an opportunity for a tight end dump or something of that nature right there, a little out. Something that was a nice safe pass. Maybe that pass run option. To give Green an opportunity to use his legs. We can see that he clearly can run. So a little surprised by that. But now Lincoln is going to take over on downs. And Chris Beard getting ready to direct the Trojans.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the improvement that we've seen, and we'll be interested. Oh, nice. He caught a bad snap. To see how he has grown. If he continues at this pace, somebody's going to recruit this young man, and they're going to get a much improved quarterback. Coach Quinn Gray has done an excellent job of preparing this young man to be able to play at the next level. And we just thought earlier he was more athlete than quarterback. He's grown a lot, Coach.
Well,
I'm impressed with it.
I would hope that recruiting process starts right here in Tallahassee.
You know, I'm not gonna say anything on that.
I am.
I'm
I am. I'm hoping that we might be able to see this young man don the orange and green one day, but he actually fumbles on that play. Chiles did a really, really good job of being very disciplined there and not allowing Beard to really get going with his legs. Everybody stayed right where they were supposed to be in relationship to the ball carrier. They were able to get into their run fits, coach, and shut that play down as they ran that to the boundary.
They did a good job on that. We want to say something. I think it's Jesse Boyd from Madison County. Again, we want to say thank you. I mean, we had a great time. You were very hospitable over at Madison County. Coach. Nice blocking over there.
And we got a backup quarterback in as well. Fisher came in to deliver that pass to Skarica, but they pick up a first down. Did you see Beard?
Coach, we like Fisher. We saw him early. That's a 6'3" sophomore. We liked him early. Quinn Gray has been giving him, a little run over there.
And that's good that he was able to get him in some games early because now he's able to come in. Beard went off injured on that last play. But Fisher out to Sage Ennis, who is
Clemson,
and he takes it down to the 28-yard line. And, Coach, we see what we're looking for from Chiles Lincoln is doing. Getting the ball into the playmakers' hands and letting them get the ball down the field, and they're not making those errors that Chiles did.
Well, the playmakers that are on the sideline for Lincoln, Coach Gray has a few more to choose from.
Yes, we said that he had more depth. For example, bringing Fisher into the game at quarterback, and they haven't missed a beat.
Hadn't missed a beat, Coach. And we liked him early in the season when we saw him. Being former coaches, both of us, we're always looking at the young men that are underclassmen, and you wonder what the team will be like as your seniors leave. They might be in decent hands with this kid.
Oh, absolutely. He almost got himself out of trouble there. But there's a flag down. We anticipate holding. Let's wait and get the call from the ref. That's indeed what it is. Holding on Lincoln. It's going to back him up 10 yards.
Lincoln High School coaching staff, we appreciate you. You know exactly what we're talking about, but we appreciate you.
And that's outstanding, pretty awesome to for the coaching staff to make the gesture that they made tonight, Coach.
And moving back to what we were talking about with Madison County, Madison was an area that I was really kind of curious about. We have to say that we have been warmly received in Madison County. Now, when you go through there, you better slow down and go by what the speed limit is, because they'll give you a ticket in Madison. But Madison County, we appreciate the hospitality. And again, Insights High School Game of the Week. We appreciate you being who you are in Madison. We had a great time while we were over there.
Yes, we did. That was a big holding call. Cost Lincoln 14 yards. Fisher back to pass again to Skarica. He has been the man tonight thus far.
But, Coach, he lowered his head, hit Chiles, and kept on going.
That's right.
He did not avoid the contact. It was time for him to see what he could do in the open field. And he delivered it, but that was a big penalty because it's now, that's his second down. But Chiles has to slow Lincoln down. They can't afford for Lincoln to continue to go up and down the field on him, unabated, as you like to say.
That's right. Coach Skarica is another young man who's being highly recruited as well.
He is, Coach.
And that recruitment, once again, needs to start right here in Tallahassee.
He's one of the top 10 receivers. And, Coach, is that the end of the
That's the end of the first.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Quick moving.
Coach, this thing is rolling pretty good. Insights High School Game of the Week. We'll be back with a second quarter.
Fisher still at quarterback for Lincoln.
What's your thought, Coach? You think we got an injury there?
Yeah, I think
a little bit more significant than we thought.
Exactly. I'm thinking it's going to have to be a little more significant with him coming back out to start the second quarter. But nevertheless, he's doing a very good job.
He really is, Coach.
And sets up the screen to Ennis, Ennis fumbles the ball, and Chiles picks it up mid-air. And that looks like number 26 for Chiles. Comes from his middle linebacker's position. That screen really was not set up that great. They were not able to get Ennis out in space, and he actually was dragging tacklers, but somebody was able to punch that ball out, and Climbs was on the receiving end of it and collects the turnover for Chiles.
And Coach, that could be a big turnover there. That could be a big turnover. And here we go. Let's see what they look to do. Balls first and 10 from the 32.
Oh, we got some counter action from Chiles.
Yeah, he's gonna fake that in his belly there and keep it next.
Yep, giving Gillespie the ball, and he's able to pick up some yardage. Yes, if they could, that was a great assessment, coaches. The pursuit was really heavy by Lincoln to that, and so you get that run action from the line, and you have an opportunity to stick it in there, and Green may actually pull it and keep it. Coach, we got the kicker warming up on the sideline, and he kicked the ball on the field.
The coach kicked the ball on the field.
Yeah, the kickers are warming up over here for Chiles. He actually kicked the ball on the field. Nevertheless, you had Gillespie again on that carry.
Coach, it's 3rd and 4 this time.
Yep, 3rd and 4, and last time Chiles was in a 3rd and short, they went for it all, but they're gonna have to call timeout again and get the play call.
If Chiles takes that timeout, then they want to talk about this one a little bit, Coach. They want to talk about this. The Insights High School Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
Extend an invitation to our first time we are lively
You know, Chiles is hanging in there, Coach.
Yeah, Chiles, it's only 7-0, which in a game they really could be down 21-0 right about now. But they've had a turnover, and has it been 2 turnovers that Lincoln has had? But Chiles is hanging right in there.
Coach, I'm confused again.
Coach, you said I was quiet.
We were both quiet. They're looking for the big play.
On 4th
as
down.
opposed to the first down.
Let's pick up the first down. And then I'm going to say it again, Coach. It's still 7-0.
Yeah, still 7-0.
At the end of the day. But these are opportunities where Chiles has got to be able to convert some of these manageable 3rd downs and that 4th down deep in their own territory. We want them to be able to make a game of it. That's really not a good punt. It's going to go out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. And so even here, they're not able to really flip the field and win the field position battle on that particular series. Got to be able to pick up first downs, convert, and keep your offense on the field as much as possible because Lincoln is just too explosive.
And this is these are some of the little things you have to do in order to beat good teams. And that's what Chiles is going to have to do. Chiles is right there. They are in this game.
Well, they're going to need another defensive stop. Chris Beard has re-entered the game. He's joined in the backfield by Pendleton. I'm thinking they're going to give him the ball a little bit more here now. And right on cue, there's Pendleton picking up 8.
As he picks a hole, Coach.
I think if Beard is injured, as we may think he is, they're going to have to lean on some of these other guys. He's not going to be able to use his legs as much. He's going to have to definitely rely on that arm, but he's got some good backs in the backfield that he can rely on too. And the offensive line is not that shabby.
I was going to say the offensive line is a little better than what I thought it was. You have to remember, last time we saw them, they were manhandling Godby.
Up and down the field. Up and down the field. Speaking of Godby, they're taking on Coffee County tonight out of Georgia. That's the school that Tyreek Hill from the Kansas City Chiefs attended. So I believe Coffee is ranked number 7, if I'm not mistaken, in the state of Georgia. So that's going to be a real tough game for Godby tonight.
It is. And one thing I have to say about Godby, a special kudos out to Godby football team, who make sure on Instagram and Twitter that as they send out information to the different media outlets, they always include something to Insights. They're like you were when you were at Ricketts. You never forgot us. We were included in everything that you sent out, and we appreciated that. But since you've been gone, the only one we really hear from, is Godby. But we appreciate that.
Yeah, we won't get into that, Coach.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Coach. We appreciate you.
They got a big district matchup next week versus Rickards.
And we won't be at that one.
No, we'll be in Georgia, right?
We'll be in Georgia with Brooks County and Thomasville. Those are two schools that don't like each other. Woo! They don't like each other.
Well, right now, the penalty flag doesn't like Lincoln because they got 2 back-to-back.
They sure have, Coach.
Yeah, the penalty flag is calling them all kinds of names, such as holding and blocking in the back. They're paying for it.
Coach, you have been doing so good so far.
I had to get one of those Earlisms off, Coach.
Oh, I had to get an Earlism. Boy, you got to watch him.
Chris Beard in the gun, Lincoln at the 42-yard line.
Trip us to the left there.
2nd and 18.
It's 4 seconds on that clock.
Yeah, he's gonna have to get the
2
play
seconds.
on. 1 and
That was right on
it.
there. Oh, he throws that one down.
Down to Ennis, and Ennis is just too big. Coach, it's almost like Gronkowski out there. Ennis, ladies and gentlemen, 58 yards on the touchdown from Chris Beard to Ennis. So right there, we know Beard has had a 52-yard touchdown to Skarika, now 58 to Ennis. That's 110, and we haven't included all of the other.
But Coach, that doesn't even count the time he was sitting on the sideline over there. Those 2 times he didn't score was when he was on the sideline.
That's right, and this is exactly what we were talking about. Chiles cannot allow opportunities to slip out of their range and be able to stay in the game. Lincoln is just too explosive. That was too easy.
That was too easy for him.
He held a defender off and was able to make that reception pretty easily. There's another penalty flag down, but that kick is good.
It looks like it takes it to 14-0, 14-0. And Chiles has to stay in this.
That's right.
He cannot fall out of this game with Lincoln, or it'll be over.
And I think that penalty is going to be against Chiles, where Lincoln will be able to take it and have it assessed on the kick. The referees are still conferring, but they were talking to Ennis and Coach Gray, and I guess they were giving them their options. Still waiting on the official call. I'm thinking somewhat of an unsportsmanlike conduct.
Whatever it is, I tell about Quinn at the 30, okay? Quinn's come on the field now to see what's going on.
Coach Pettis has now come on the field for Chiles.
And you see Coach Gray, he's kind of made his way down there to the 20.
Yep, we got personal foul on the Timberwolves. That's going to be a 15-yarder. And Lincoln will have that assessed on the kick. This now opens up the opportunity for an onside attempt with you being on plus yardage. Because they're going to kick this ball off, I believe, from about the 50-yard line.
Is that something that in your days when you were the head coach, if it was a ball that close, that's a signal.
Yeah, they're kicking that from the
45-yard
line. I'm definitely kicking this onside and giving my team an opportunity to get another turnover and a quick score.
Because, Coach, on this kickoff, your 10 yards puts the ball at the 35. So you're at the 30, 35. It's an excellent time for opportunity that's presented to you to try this.
I'm absolutely going to try this as an onside and give my team an opportunity to get the ball again.
Are you surprised that Chiles has not prepared themselves for the onside kick possibility?
Yeah, because we got a 4-man line up front with 2 behind, and they're set up in a regular kickoff formation. Let's see what Lincoln does. He actually does kick it deep and out of the back of the end zone. But there's a flag on the play again. I'm really hoping it's not going to be offsides on Lincoln, and it is.
And it's offside. Let's say, Coach, why? When you're kicking off at the 45, why are you offside?
And you know it's going to go in the end zone. Come on, guys. Those young players out there, please, we have to study the game, understand the game plan. Football IQ is so important. Right now, right there on that particular play, there's a member of the Trojans that had a mental lapse.
Now, as a special teams coach, would you wait until practice to address that, or would you get whoever the offending player was immediately?
Oh, no, as a unit, we're going to address that right now, and then we're going to address it again come time for practice. People have to understand, even though you're during the game, you're still teaching here at this level. So we're going to address it now. We're going to address it again in practice. We're going to make sure that doesn't happen again, because you never know when that opportunity is going to present itself.
Well, one thing I do know is that you would have been in their ear about punts and standing around the ball.
Absolutely. We've seen it all year.
All year, Coach.
On the punt return, on the punt team, where the defenders are going down, and for some reason the ball is a magnet instead of those return guys getting away from it. So we haven't seen that tonight.
We haven't seen it tonight, but we also have only seen one punt, and that was a shank, it looked like. But Shanks has a good crowd here tonight.
Lincoln.
That's Lincoln. I'm sorry.
Student section over there in their pink, supporting Breast Cancer Awareness Week, and they're really doing a really good job over there. They're having a good time throwing things in the air. And Coach, I've seen them rowdy as ever before. One year they were throwing powder all over the place and streamers and everything. That Lincoln student section really does a good job. Chiles looks like they've not really brought that great of a contingency. It's tough because they have their own stadium, so to speak, and they don't really like to come over here to Cox.
Okay.
But here we go. Oh, Lincoln, good defense, but Gillespie, tough run there.
It was, Coach.
Tough run.
A little hard run there. The scat back did a good job of getting through there.
Picked up about 4 yards.
But y'all also noticed the defense from Lincoln has adjusted. And the ease at which the Chiles offense ran the ball the first quarter, it's become a lot more difficult for him now.
Lincoln was playing man-to-man.
Lincoln can play man-to-man with the players, athletes that they have on the perimeter.
They can. It was allowing Green some running lanes, though. And Green, there it is again. Green delivers a really, really sharp pass, but the ball was not able to be brought in by the Chiles receiver.
Coach, that was a good throw there.
It was an excellent throw.
That was a throw that I saw Odell Beckham make across the middle.
Yes, sir.
And he made that one and went 80-something yards.
And that had the potential
It
to
did,
do the
Coach.
same.
It did, Coach. It was a good call.
You catch the pass and give yourself an opportunity to see what happens after the run, after the reception. And so Chiles, once again, not helping the quarterback.
Well, I actually like what Chiles is doing against these this man-to-man coverage. This is the type of coverage that he's going to see next year.
Yeah, we got a jet motion, and then they tried to put it in Green's hands and let him keep it, but Lincoln shut that down really, really quick. And that's going to bring up 4th and long for the Timberwolves. They're going to punt.
And they're not doing anything on offense right now. They cannot continue at this rate to fall down behind Lincoln.
That's right. And the reason they're not doing anything offensively is because of the miscues that they're having catching the ball.
And conversely, they were doing an excellent job when they started. So I think that
they really brought the heat there.
Nice punt.
And Skarica on the return, he's going to pick up a few yards. Chiles was hoping for a roughing the kicker.
There's a flag, Coach.
He didn't get the roughing the kicker call, but they got a personal foul, tackle out of bounds for Lincoln. So I'm pretty sure the Chiles coaching staff is not going to be excited about that.
That's not a play that they wanted to do with Lincoln receiving the ball at the 48 and 10 yards. I mean, it's 2 yards, and they put them over here in the first down inside Chiles territory.
That's right. They're going to get another 15 yards.
What are they going to call, Coach?
That's going to be a personal foul. I believe they hit the runner out of bounds. It should move the ball up to about the 38-yard line for Lincoln.
Chiles, not something that you really wanted to see to start this half.
Yep, so you're putting Lincoln in plus territory, up 14-0, 7 minutes, 26 seconds to go here in the second quarter. And you're going to give Beard a 38-yard field to work with. We've already seen what he can do from 58 to 52.
Yes, we have. And now we allow him to receive the ball with a much shorter field, and he's surveying.
Back to pass. He's got a receiver open. He underthrew it, though. If he lays that ball out there, Dominique Larry would have easily been able to bring that ball in. He was behind his defender. They had a one-on-one battle going on out there. And
Lincoln is getting behind the defensive backs at will.
That's right. I think that's LaCorey Levins for Chiles. He looked like he was a step behind Larry, but he actually made up ground. The ball was underthrown.
Over at the bottom of the screen, they're actually giving the Lincoln receivers 10 yards per snap.
Yep, and that opens it right up there for Pendleton. He's able to pick up positive yardage.
I wonder if he's related to the Pendletons, who were very active and very strong supporters of the Rattler Boosters. I wonder if he's related to them. That would probably be their grandchild. That would be Jackie Pendleton.
Looks like Coach Gray is trying to get something specific here for the offense. 3rd and 5. Beard in the gun. Pendleton in the backfield. Skarica in motion, and false start by the Lincoln offensive line. That's going to back them up 5 yards.
And Coach Gray's on the field asking him why. Why? What are you doing? Because he knows that as his team progresses and he has hopes for them to continue on, they have to be better. These are plays that they cannot do as they start the district playoff.
So Beard to Larry. And he actually
Nice
he loses
open
yards.
field tackle by Chiles right there.
Excellent job. Excellent job by the Timberwolves. I believe that was number 90. I'm sorry, number 26. Climbs again from his middle linebacker position.
Coach, he was way out of position to be out there when he made the tackle for the middle linebacker. It says fourth
down. Beard back to pass. They're going to make him scramble. He's not going to get to the stick. And the Chiles Timberwolves come up with a stop on downs.
They really do, which is kind of surprising that they did that. But now I need for them something on offense. Coach, I don't need a lot, but I need something. I need this defensive team when they come out to get something. And it looks like we're having a timeout here. And it's like high school game of the week. We'll be right back. A special shout out to Cumulus Radio with Dot Ely, who has supported us every step of the way in terms of allowing us ways to notify you of things that we're doing to let you know that we are doing that with the support of Cumulus Radio. Dot Ely, we appreciate you always. As Chiles is able. Coach, that's not a first down for them?
I thought that was a bad spot. You made note that Cumulus is helping us every step of the way. Gillespie stepped right through the defense there. Pickup of 9. I thought he definitely had a first down. Looks like they might be bringing out the change for measurement. But I'm not really happy with the spot there. But nevertheless, he's going to be short.
Where they marked it at now, but where he got to originally, it looked like he had got a first down. So on this, if it's a second down, Coach, is this a free down for you to experiment again, or do you get a second down and going to get 4 more to go with?
Coach, I'm going to go ahead and get a first down, and I'm going to try to keep this drive going. You got 5 minutes, 4 seconds to go in the second quarter. You're down 2 scores. It is imperative that you're able to pick up they're 55 yards away. They really need to get something on the board. And I would not try to take a shot here unless it's absolutely wide open, but I'm thinking run. I'm thinking run the ball. Let's try to use the clock and move this ball down the field and try to get into the half at least down 1 score as opposed to 2 or 3.
Okay.
So I'm really looking to try to continue to establish this running game.
Okay, now conversely, if you were Lincoln, you'd go on and use this as a wasted down and try to get it in the hands of one of your playmakers, right? Because you feel more comfortable that you'd be able to get a third down if needed?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, they let the linebacker shoot the gap. They brought a little extra pressure right there. But what we're looking at is Chiles is trying to run east and west when they really need to be going north and south. On a play like that, you had second and inches, and you tried to stretch it out as opposed to putting your head down and going to get the first down. I might have even looked at a quarterback sneak on that particular play.
You'd be looking to get a third down. I mean,
I'm
first
trying
down.
to get first downs.
And then let's stack them together. Let's see if we can stack them one after another.
That's right. Here we are now, 3rd and 3, and Chiles hasn't been good on 3rd down tonight.
They've typically looked to hit that drag route, and they haven't been able to do that successfully.
All right, there's Gillespie, still going to be short. And see, now here you are. You put yourself in a situation, 4th down. Now what do? when you had 2nd and 3 inches and you lost 3 yards.
And you still now you're 4th and 1. You're
And-
still not back to where you started.
Nope, and they're gonna punt.
They're gonna punt.
That's really tough there for the Timberwolves because there once again you had an opportunity, and I'm willing to bet Lincoln might. Well, I'm thinking the alignment is going to keep them from bringing some extra pressure.
Coach.
But they got there anyway.
Wow.
They got there, and Ennis picks it up. They were close to blocking the last punt. And they got this one, and now they're going to take over at the 32-yard line. Once again, short field. They didn't capitalize on the short field last time, but I bet you they'll capitalize this time.
Wow. Lincoln is going for the knockout punch right now.
They better. I think it would definitely serve them right. This game really could be out of hand right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's 14-0, and you really could be. Chiles really could be staring at being down 4 touchdowns right now.
Hey, Coach, it would not take a lot for you to look at that team right now and think that it would take a lot for them to be up 4 touchdowns. They throw it up top again.
And I'd actually like to see Lincoln run the ball here, Coach.
Okay.
I think on the last possession they relied too much on the passing attack coming out when they were in the short field. They got nothing out of it, stopped on downs, and then they started this drive same way. I think they need to put the ball in Pendleton's hands because I believe he's picking up about 5 or 6 yards a carry.
Per chunk.
Beard back to pass to
Don't try to make
Scarica.
him miss. He usually gets by that first one.
He's gonna
Not
pick
this
up.
time.
He picks up about half of it. 3rd and 5.
Coach, that's a long throw that Chris just made from one side of the field to the
Yeah.
other, from the hash mark on the other side.
And he threw it but beyond the hash. He almost threw it to the numbers.
He
So
actually threw that ball right there. He spun it pretty good.
3rd and about 5 for the Trojans. I think you got to be looking at Ennis here again. Chiles has no safety help, and there's Ennis, pops wide open. I don't understand that. Defensive call there. They had no safety. They were in 0 coverage. Man across the board. And like we said on the last touchdown to Ennis, that's too easy for him. In that particular case, he wasn't even guarded. He came free release from the line of scrimmage.
And you called that one before the ball was snapped.
Yep, absolutely. There's 0 coverage, man, across the board. It doesn't get any easier than that. Not only 0 coverage and man across the board, they let him release free. And there was nobody to cover. That gets you beat real quick. Trojans up 21-0.
I was trying to tell what had happened on that. Well, Coach, we're going to take a break right now. We'll be back and we'll finish this discussion when we come back for this one. And we're back with the kickoff here.
Chiles takes it off the bounce, and they're going to come out, start this drive at the 30-yard line. Herring taking it there.
And again, Chiles is not in bad position, but boy, we hear you on Twitter. Woo! We had that one handed to us by our camera person Sharon B, and all we could do just kind of laugh and keep going.
Yeah, they're not happy out there.
No.
Timberwolves fans don't seem to be pretty happy with what they're seeing right here.
And it goes back to them being unhappy with punting the ball.
Yeah, on that 4th and 1, but I'm looking at the fact where it didn't have to be 4th and 1. You had 2nd and inches. Green back to pass. He has all day. And there, once again, receiver unable to haul that in. Cooksey.
Was that more on the
drop.
receiver or was that more on the quarterback?
Coach, you gotta catch the ball.
That's not a bad throw again. If you had said that it had been on the receiver, I probably would have challenged you.
No, you gotta catch it. It might have been a little high, but
It was a
yet
catchable
still,
ball.
he's wide open in the
Yes,
middle of the
he was wide
field with no defender around him. Catch the pass, give your quarterback, help him out, give your team an opportunity. I think Chiles has got to focus in a little bit more here when they get ready to, as they finish this quarter and come out. It's got to be about focus for them. I
Well,
hope they
they
don't.
need some more coaching. I want to get it done. They need some more get it done. And by that, I mean some more players who just want to get it done. They don't care about anything else other than getting it done. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen some middle school basketball. Boy, in Tallahassee, you are going to have some talent here real soon. You have some young men that can flat get it done. So it's going to be exciting to watch some of these young men grow up and become the student athletes that they potentially can become. Nice place and nice time to be able to get a first down
Yes.
for Chiles. I mean, they need a few of those. But right now, Coach, I'd speed the tempo up. I mean, I'd speed it up. They got a first down, and they are just getting the clock over there.
I don't know necessarily about speeding it up, but with the time,
Because I would want it speeded up so that I could play at a different tempo.
rhythm. Exactly. Oh my goodness. Oh, Green with a nice stiff arm, and he rolls out. That was a really, really nice stiff arm, but nobody ran the scramble drill with him. His receivers kept running away and not coming back to him, and you
had nobody on this side of the field, Coach. Now, granted, he was sprinting, looking for room going the other way to the right. But when you look over the left, Coach, there's still nobody over here that was on this side of the field.
You know, I think I would have liked to seen him try to get it close to a receiver, throwing that ball away, not taking that sack. But you saw some really good athleticism there with that stiff arm. That was outstanding.
And they're in a timeout now, and we will be right back. Please show you this commercial. What's up? Yes, sir. They're telling me I'm such a basketball coach because I talked about, yes, I am who and what I am. And Earl, I'm not studying you.
He's got basketball on the brain, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost here, Coach. Not quite, but it's almost here.
It's almost here.
They asked earlier, and I'm not going to get away from this too long, but they asked earlier, did Patrick Beverly not think that it's the preseason? The way he was guarding James Harden last night, he was giving him the business. I love that guy.
Oh, Coach, what did they call here?
Timeout. You got a timeout.
Coach, didn't they just have a timeout?
Yeah, but he's tackled behind the chains. I think that's his last timeout of the quarter. If Chiles indeed called it, we missed it.
Insight's High School Game of the Week has returned for its fourth year. You see the best high school teams in North Florida, South Georgia area. Insight is a part of the community, sponsoring our Leadership Academy, and Dr. Arthur Wood, leading us the game. Awarded student with the highest average and
Coach, it's almost time for us to re-engage in the 21st century program. It's about that time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely coming up. Students are looking forward to it.
So that's my crew over there at Cobb, and then over there with you at Griffin. Oh, good run there.
Oh, it's going to be brought back.
Yeah, Coach, there's a flag down.
Yeah, there's a flag down. I think we're going to have a holding call or block in the back on Chiles. There's the Timberwolves once again shooting themselves in the foot. You got holding. They continue to have these self-inflicted wounds.
Coach, that would have been a big play for them. How much time is there left in this quarter?
There's a minute 31.
Coach, that would have been a good position for them to be across the 50 with a first down and 1:31 left.
Yep. Now you're looking at third and probably third and at least 20.
Coach, that would have been a great. This would be a great opportunity for Chiles to put together enough for a drive.
Yeah, we're looking at third and about 24 for the Timberwolves. Really here, you got two options. You can hand it off and get ready to punt, or you can throw it up and see maybe if you can get a pass interference call, which still is not going to give you a first down.
Coach, look how far they had to go now. They would have been in first down.
Yeah, we're third and 24 now. Self-inflicted wounds. Tonight for the Timberwolves, we've seen it on multiple occasions here in the first half.
Well, Chiles had done a real good, credible job the first half, but right now Lincoln is showing their dominance as the team to beat in the city of Tallahassee.
Green back to pass, steps through, and that was well behind the receiver. He was looking for the receiver to sit down. The receiver kept running. But I'm going to put that one on Green that particular time. But nevertheless, I mean, you were looking at 4th and 24. It may have better suit. They tried to pick up some of it and maybe think about 4th down.
Well, Coach, there was ample room in the middle of the field there to complete that pass to give himself at least a shot at it.
Yeah.
No.
This is good. This is tough right now.
Yeah, they blocked the last one.
And they blocked that one too. They really found something in the Chiles special teams. That's more of a want to right there, Coach. You got to make those blocks and really step up. But they found something that they have been able to exploit. The special teams. Remember, they got close
on the first one.
To one on the first one. Now they've gotten 2 back-to-back block punts. And this definitely spells disaster for the Chiles Timberwolves as Lincoln is going to take over at the 9-yard line.
Oh, and there's a pep in their step as they come out to line up in field position down there in the red zone. And exactly what Lincoln would want to work towards putting them to sleep. 28-0 would be an extremely difficult task for Chiles to come back on.
Hand off to Pendleton. And he's just carrying tacklers.
Coach, I thought
down
he was
to
getting ready
one.
to show you that he had heard you about want to and was getting ready to show you what want to does for him.
Second and goal, and Pendleton. Chiles steps up right there and gets a lot of hats on the football.
Coach, they need a lot of hats. I mean, a touchdown now would pretty much seal the fate.
It's 3rd and 3 for Lincoln. 40 seconds to go.
Still not centered. We almost missing the play. Need to go to your left.
Skarica in motion. Now hand off to Pendleton. And Chiles is actually going to make the stop.
That's another stop.
Lincoln's going to have to burn a timeout and think about they're probably going to bring on their special teams unit.
We had a fourth down, and what's the time on that?
Fourth and goal, clock is still running, 10 seconds. And Coach Gray finally burns his last time out.
And Chiles was really excited about where they were to be able. They were hoping that clock would run out. I mean, that would be a victory for them to be able to come out of this without allowing Lincoln to score.
The defense really stood up right there.
Those they did.
Definitely have to be. The coaching staff definitely has to be proud of their team right there in that unit, because they could have really folded right there, especially after that big first down run by Pendleton, getting the ball down on the 1. And then second and third down, the Chiles Timberwolves defense really stood tall and have stopped the Trojans. And it's going to force them into a field goal attempt. It's going to be 20 yards.
So is this I was going to say, is this a play where they actually just...
They're going for it.
Okay, I'm not surprised. That's kind of what I expected, for them to go for this and try in all possible ways to put Chiles to sleep.
Oh, that was a really nice play design. They had Skarika.
Move over some, Miss B.
They had Skarika coming in motion, and they faked the handoff and tried to throw it to him back shoulder. He almost made a spectacular one-hand grab. We've got a penalty flag on the play, and that's going to be against Lincoln. And so they're going to come away with no points from the 9-yard line.
That is great for Chiles. That is something that the coaching staff is going to build on instantaneously as soon as they get them in the locker room. They're going to
absolutely. At the end of the day here in the first half, Chiles has been their own detriment. They've been detrimental only to themselves. They've had several opportunities.
How much time is left on that?
We got 5 seconds left on the clock.
So you take a knee now and call it a day.
Absolutely. No question about
and
it.
You give your defense kudos, and you talk to them, and you keep them fired up. That this is a play that you have to take that to use it for your squad moving forward.
That's right, Coach. As a matter of fact, if not running a play was an option and telling the referee to wind the clock, I might go with that instead.
Say, Coach, and leave it as a play unutilized on the field.
That's right, because Green is not under center; he's in the gun, and he hands off, and they're going to get out of this first half down 3 scores. And it really could be a whole lot worse.
Could be a whole lot worse.
Lincoln has had 3 possessions in the red zone, Coach, and come away with nothing.
And right now, we're at a halftime score with Lincoln up on Chiles, 21-0. And this is your Insights High School Game of the Week. And remember, we have Thomasville and Brooks County next week. We have middle school on Tuesday. Man, those of you who've been following the middle school efforts of what we've been doing already know. Y'all have been coming out in force for the middle school game. And this is Insights High School Game of the Week. And we'll take a timeout. And when we come back, we'll come back with the second half.
Insights High School Game of the Week has returned for its 4th year. You can see the best high school teams in the North Florida and South Georgia area. Insights is part of the community.
And we're back. We're ready for the second half here. What does Chiles have to do, Coach?
Well, they gotta definitely get themselves back focused. Outside, Coach, I was talking to our wonderful stadium announcer, Mr. Terry Womble. His son is actually listening to us in California right now, and he was talking about the game, and he made some of the same comments that we made. Chiles continuously shoots themselves in the foot, but he said when they play Lincoln, he believes that it's mental because Lincoln has been able to dominate them throughout the years, and so I definitely agree with that particular assessment. And it looks mental right now, as Chiles has been unable to catch the ball and make plays when needed, and even convert on third and fourth downs where they are very manageable. And so those mental aspects of the game are very important. That's what Chiles is going to need to do. They're going to have to refocus themselves. They had a really, really great stop at the end of the first half where they stopped Lincoln on downs from the 9-yard line. And they come out an onside kick. And I don't really have a problem with that too much because they're looking for a spark. They got to find something that's going to get the team going.
Well, Coach, when you had a 4th and 1, a 4th and 2, and you're in a manageable down, and we started that with 2nd and 2 early in the second quarter, and actually a half yard went the wrong way. To me, that might have been a key part of the game.
It was crucial. Those are the crucial moments that we talked about in the first half. The Chiles has to be able to convert and give themselves a fighting chance here versus the Lincoln Trojans. Larry in motion, handoff to Pendleton, and there's that defense again. That run defense has been pretty stout tonight for Chiles.
Well, Pendleton had nowhere to go then. I mean, his lineman never delivered the block. He almost stopped filling that spot, Coach. Well, I'm sure as an offensive line technician, you would have had something to say. 3 wides to the right, triples to the right.
Yeah, Chiles has been pretty good against the run. It's the pass that they haven't been able to defend. But we've seen as of late they played better pass defense late in that half as well. There's Beard with the scramble. He's able to pick up, looks like about 7 yards out to the 47-yard line. You're going to have a 3rd and 3 for the Trojans.
Yeah, it was a nice block by Sage, number 10.
Yeah, able to really spring his quarterback and help him pick up some additional positive yards. I think that was a pretty quick move in first half, wasn't it, Coach?
I thought it was, Coach.
Those 7:30 games, we kind of just be getting settled in right now.
You're right.
Oh, that pass out to Larry. Makes a move on the defender. And he gets it out to the 40-yard line.
The Lincoln coaches up here were not happy with that. They felt like he should have just kept running.
Yeah, instead of stopping there, go ahead and try to outrun the defender. Nevertheless, he picked up 13 yards and moves the chains down to the 39-yard line.
It's almost as if Lincoln is now just working on their offense a little bit.
Oh, they bring Sage in motion. That's a really, really good play. The Timberwolves defender was not fooled at all as he made a beeline for Beard and able to get him on the ground. That pass falls incomplete. They brought Ennis in motion from that H-back position. They want to try to hit him out in the flat and let him get rolling up the field, but Chiles' defensive end did a really, really good job. That's number 16, Knight, on that quarterback pressure.
2nd down and 10, he did a good job of getting that out of his hands. So that one behind him. His timing is off just a little bit now.
Yeah, receiver tried to reach back for it, slipped and fell down. So that's going to bring up 3rd down for the Trojans, 3rd and 10.
And this is exactly what Chiles needed they needed some stay here. They need to be able to get on the field and be able to stop Chiles from going up and down the field.
He's going to throw it to the sticks, and pass is complete for 9 yards. Out to number 14, Oliver. That's Sam Oliver's son. Jaden, isn't it? I believe Jaden Oliver. Pendleton, as they pick up the tempo, he's able to pick up a first down.
They haven't moved it. Yeah, there they go, moving the chain. There are no more victories. Chiles has to stop Chiles to get back in the game. Chiles has to stop that.
Here on the rollout, and it's incomplete to Sarica. He would have been out of bounds had he caught the ball anyway.
Is that a 2nd and 10? 21-0. Lincoln over Chiles.
Corey Levins was on the coverage. Coach, you'll like him. He's a point guard for the Timberwolf team. Head coach Rick Davis. Pretty sure he's getting his guys in condition for the season.
And stop trying to give a shameless plug to your good friend Rick Davis, former MEAC Player of the Year at Florida A&M University.
Actually, well, I just want to be shameless right now. How about come out to a Chiles Timberwolf game and hear me on the call? Oh!
Well, go out and hear him on the call.
And watch a little basketball.
No, don't watch any basketball. Go out and hear Earl on the call.
I guess you can watch a little basketball while you're there. I'm pretty sure we had a couple people out there laughing at that one, Coach.
Maybe a couple.
Oh, we got an injury. One of the Chiles players looks like he's gonna go down. Might be a strain or
probably more
cramping
likely
or
a
something.
Charlie horse.
Yeah, it's been pretty hot
Yes,
here,
it has.
even into the month of October.
Insights High School Game of the Week. We'll be back.
With a reminder, the decisions you make now can impact the rest of your life. One bad
The way he hopped out, it still looked like a cramp.
Hopefully nothing more than that.
Center, not center.
Definitely been hot and humid here in Tallahassee. Temperatures in the 90s, high 90s today. They were looking for motion in the backfield, but the back can reset. Beard back to pass, going to Ennis, and it's picked off by Levins, and he might go to the 50, to the 40, and he's out of bounds. Didn't have an opportunity for a cutback lane, but Levins picks it off on the goal line, and they're going to call Chiles for one of those blindside blocks. I'm going to totally disagree with the call. And the Lincoln coaching staff is well beyond the hash marks in the middle of the field. I guess anticipating if there was going to be anything extra there.
And Coach, they're way on the field.
Yeah, the Chiles administration is also out on the field making sure that nothing gets out of hand. They're going to call one. They're going to call a blindside block. I'm definitely going to disagree. I saw a really good block on the return, right at the point where Levens was making his run, and so I don't see how it could have been blind.
Isn't that the
On
principal
that.
from Chiles out on the field?
Yes, Chiles administrators out on the field trying to make sure order is restored. That's going to be big. That's once again Chiles shooting themselves in the foot. But on that particular call, Coach, I'm just going to absolutely flat out disagree.
Well, Coach, that'll be a first.
First for what?
For you to disagree with the officials.
Yeah, I know you're being facetious, right?
With capital
Absolutely,
F-A.
Hey,
No sincerity at all in those words.
That one, I would really like to see that again, but seeing it live, I mean, what is he supposed to allow him to make the tackle? Or is he supposed to deliver a block? And it wasn't, I know the rule doesn't have to be a crushing block or blow or anything, but it wasn't even blind. And so,
In today's football, and we're concerned about the safety and well-being of our student
Yes, we
athletes
are.
that are competing. No, let's not make any doubt about that. But sometimes we're going a little bit overboard, a little bit in terms of these blocks that you cannot deliver. You know,
everybody's so sensitive.
you're
Everybody's
right.
so sensitive these
You're right,
days.
Coach. You're right.
We're going. I think we ought to start playing with pillows. Let's just have a pillow fight.
Let's have a pillow fight, huh?
Yeah, in front of 5,000 people.
Oh, Coach.
I don't know, Coach. They may have actually had some extracurricular going on. Coach Gray is really getting into one of his players who was inciting the child sideline. He was looks like he was trying to make a challenge, and Coach Gray immediately snatched him out of the game, which I think is great.
Is appropriate.
Absolutely
and that's
appropriate.
right. You know, that's kind of typical with the way a lot of our coaches are in the area. They do not allow or want that type of activity among their players on their team.
That's right, and Principal Burgess is having everybody back up on the child sideline. As Coach Pettis, he's definitely having a war of words with the officials. But they're going to bring that run 10, 20, 30, probably about 45 yards back with the
And what is your thought on terms of the administrators being so active and being involved with this call down on the football field?
Well, I tell you, Coach, being a former administrator, at the end of the day, it's I guess I'm going to say it's warranted, because you don't want anything to get out of control, and you get that letter on Monday morning from the Florida High School Athletic Association with fine and everything else that might entail. So, there's only so much that one man, a head coach, or athletic directors can do when you have your administration coming out to support you. And Principal Burgess is really laying into one of his student athletes who may have been involved in the fray.
But see, and along with what you're saying, I love that for our administrators. Our administrators today are not home at the end of the day. They're still involved with the students. They're very active with them. They know them. And I think that sets an excellent precedent for them to be as involved in the day-to-day activities as some of these student athletes.
Yeah, absolutely. When they have really good relationships with their students, that's what it really comes down to. Boils down to the relationships that you have with your students, your student athletes.
And your concern.
And your staffs as well.
You come out there with them. When you see the principal standing over there on the sideline, which, Doug Cook was good like that at Records.
Yes, he was.
And Leon, you would see Leon. Oh, he popped through there.
Go, Gillespie. Gillespie, he might go. The receivers
they're
turned the
gonna catch
wrong way. Oh, the Child's receiver. Coach, why would he turn to look at his sideline and not the field side?
Coach, you got me there.
If he makes that one block, just gets in the way, then Gillespie is going to be able to take that to the house.
And he'd have had to hit another gear because that was Jalen Glaze over there. And he thought he was running track. He walked him down.
Yes, he did.
And I like the fact that Chiles went quick on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Picked up the tempo and got immediately to the line of scrimmage. And they were in go mode.
This could be a big possession here.
Yes, it is. 8 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Some murmur over here on the Chiles side of the field.
Oh, that handoff was not clean, Coach. And that ball almost popped out.
And not only that, the Lincoln defense was not moved at all. The line was not moved at all.
Yeah, they were all over that. Coach, right here, Chiles really needs to get Green in a position where he has a run-pass option. Get him outside and let him, if the pass is not there, let him use his feet. He is definitely very capable of running the ball here. It's 3rd and 8, and these are the types of plays that we've been seeing in the first half. Let's see if they can convert. A little reverse on the inside trap. And they're going to be about a yard short of the first down, but a real nice play design.
It was a nice play.
They had a reverse action and gave it to the ball carrier on the inside trap.
Coach, they've been down here with 1 yard to go before.
They really got to get this conversion here. If not, they go ahead and start cranking up the bus.
I would agree with you on that.
4th and 1 for the Timberwolves, and I think we're about a half a yard. And they run the same action, and Gillespie keeps it, and he takes it down to the 1 yard line, 2 yard line. Chiles is going to have it, 1st and goal.
Yeah, they're making a move. They're making a run. The momentum is changing. Right now, I would go, Coach. I would go a little quick. They're back up to the line. We're going to see that same action again, Coach.
The action is a lot of eye candy right there. It's really giving Lincoln an issue. Inside handoff.
He ducked under 2.
The back just short. Looked like Gillespie again, just short of the end zone. 2nd and goal from the goal line now for Chiles. Quarterback sneak here.
I could live with that, Coach.
All right, he's not under center. Still in the gun. Coach Gray for Lincoln calls timeout.
Good move. Get his defense together there. And it's Insights High School Game of the Week. We'll be right back. Here we are, Coach. What do you think?
Oh, it's power football right here. Definitely so. Power football. Hat on a hat, and Gillespie goes in for the touchdown and gets Chiles on the board. Finally.
Finally, Coach.
It has to definitely be a sigh of relief. Now, I want everybody to know I saw Chiles come back on records. They were down 18 in the fourth quarter, and they ended up winning the game. But this game really could have been, like we said, it could have really been a lot worse for Chiles. So they've given themselves an opportunity with that score. You got to think of everything that they've overcome. 3 block punts. Lincoln in scoring position immediately 3 times, and they've stopped them. So they're still working.
They're still working. We'll be back for the kickoff insights. Taking a break.
Extend an invitation to our Northside Kiwanis group. We are a lively group that meets at 7 a.m. They're called the Early Risers, and we have a lot of entertaining speakers, and we would just love to have anybody come out and join us for a free breakfast and hear our program.
Join us. Join us. Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us. Join us.
Join us. Join us. Join us.
Un equity, por favor.
Join us.
Join us, please.
Got a 27-1 score. Coach, it might be interesting now.
Oh yeah, like we said, Lincoln has blocked 3 punts and has been in prime scoring position and unable to convert. And this thing might get a little testy here. 5:57 to go in the third quarter. Lincoln up 21-7. Chiles continuing to fight when most teams would have already laid down.
As you said, Coach, they're in there hanging in there now. Might be a little interesting. And here's the kickoff.
And it's brought back out to about the 37-yard line where the Trojans are going to take over. And, Coach, we talked about the miscues that Chiles has had. And Lincoln has probably had just as many miscues. They just happened to be up 21-7 at the time.
Coach. They just happened to be up a little bit.
Yeah, they've been in opportunities to score in prime position and haven't been able to get it done 3 times. And they've had 3 turnovers themselves going into the end zone. So
we're going to be right back. We're going to take a break.
Insights High School Game of the Week has returned for its 4th year. You can see the best high school teams in the North Florida and South Georgia area. Insights is a part of the community, sponsoring our Leadership Academy and the Dr. Arthur Swift Student of the Game, awarded to the student with the high grade point average and community involvement. Insights Game of the Week is back. Stay tuned, Saturday, 4:30 to 7.
And we're here.
Beard in the gun. He's got trips to the right. He's setting up the screen. That's Caden Hankins. And he's one of those track stars for Lincoln. And Hankins picked up the big first down.
He did.
Just also happens to be my almost nephew.
You're almost
Yeah,
nephew.
that's my best friend's son. So glad to see Caden have some success there. Hankins on the reception on the screen picks up a first down. And Lincoln getting ready to start another, they're back in business on the next drive
It's
again.
critical for Chiles to be able to stop them this time. For them to
Yes.
let Lincoln come right down the field and score on them.
And now the tunnel screen goes to Skarika. And so Lincoln has found something. He gets down to the 25-yard line for another Trojan first down. Pick up a 17.
And they're running plays in chunks now.
They're taking advantage. Chiles has just scored. So they're really hyped up and excited and trying to get after the quarterback. And Lincoln is playing against that. And they're using their screen game to their advantage. There's Beard, double. Wow. Chiles with a nice sack. Beard ran right into the hands of Harrell on the sack. Loses about 3 yards. They tried to double move down here with Ennis, and
Well, that's one of the few times it hadn't worked.
that's right. Defensive back had nothing going on that. 2nd and 13, handoff goes to Hankins. He picks up nice yardage.
Coach, he's not even hit till he gets maybe 4 or 5 yards
Yeah.
down the field now. Chiles is going to have to do a much better job than that, or it's going to be 28-7 here. They're going to be down 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, they got to get some penetration, or it's going to be a problem. As you say, he wasn't touched for about 4 yards. They get it out to Ennis on a little dump down, and he's dumped down to the 19-yard line. They're going to be about 4 yards short.
How do you think Sage is going to do at the next level?
How's he doing at this level? I think he's going to do great, Coach. He's a huge young man, and he's got some skills.
How is he doing at this level? Coach, you see a lot of them do well at this level and don't make it at the next level.
Yeah, that's true, but I think he's a little bit different. I think he is. He definitely uses his body well. He's able to ward defenders off, and like I said, it's almost like Gronkowski out there.
That was the comparison that you made. Insights, high school game of the week. We got a timeout. We'll be back.
H-back position to his left. Chiles in a 4-3 defense. And the shoulder pass goes to Ennis, and the Timberwolves stop him short of the first down. And they are really, really excited over here in black and cardinal.
Not black and red. Black and cardinal. Okay. That was a big one there, Coach.
That was huge. That was huge. But you know, Coach, we've seen this all night, and at this point, this has got to really be a worrisome spot for the Lincoln Trojans. Now that's 4 times that they've been stopped on downs inside the 25-yard line.
So what do you think that is telling them that they need to work on, Coach?
Coach, I think Chiles is actually doing a better job of bowing their necks and stacking. They're getting opportunities where they're stacking the box and they're almost knowing what Lincoln is going to call. So they're gonna have to mix it up and run some different sets. Now there's Green. Oh my goodness,
Coach.
Garrett Green with the stiff arm. He takes a Lincoln defender and shoves him in the ground and then proceeds to pick up.
Coach, you
About
may have
4
called it
yards.
earlier when you said that you did see Chiles come back against Ricketts early in the season, and they look like a different team. What are they doing now that's different?
They're taking advantage of Green and using his talents, the same thing that we talked about them doing in the first half that they weren't doing, giving him an opportunity to run. We've seen him get out of here now and back-to-back drives, use his legs to put them in good position to score.
And I think one of the reasons they've been able to do that a lot better is that those decisions are being made quicker. And plant and turn and go. Can't dance with Lincoln. You have to hit them quick.
That's right. And there's Gillespie out on the left end. He picks up about 6 yards, 5 or 6 yards for Gillespie. And now Chiles is second in manageable yards.
And Gillespie, sophomore running back, rated one of the top 10 running backs in the area. And we can see why. He's only a sophomore. 2 more years of this coach, he's going to be tough to deal with.
He's really built pretty good, too. There's that trap action again.
Oh,
but
they smell that one.
Yeah, Lincoln was sitting there waiting on that one. Number 17 for the Trojans. He was all over that.
Defensively, Lincoln needed that because when you look at Chiles now, they're pretty much running what they want to run. Can they continue to do this against Lincoln?
We're going to find out. Check that. That was number 12, McKnight, on that last tackle, defensive end. Green giving out the signals. 3rd and 7. And they get the hard count. And catches Lincoln. It's going to be 5 yards. Going to put him in 3rd and 2. And so I would venture to say you're going to see Herring get this ball here. Try to pick up these 2 yards on 3rd down.
And I think one of the things that Coach Bray and his staff is going to work on is it seems like Lincoln got a lead and got a little complacent.
Yeah, they thought it was
so
going to
one of the things they're going to have to do now is stay on them. They have to stay focused and they have to play the entire game. And they're about to let Chiles back in it.
That's a great assessment, Coach. Excellent assessment. They thought it was going to be easy. There's Green on the carry. Oh, he fumbles the ball, and Lincoln recovers. Oh, my goodness.
Right when you thought that Chiles was getting ready to come back into the game with a nice drive, they shoot themselves in the foot.
Once again.
Wow.
And there's no replay to tell.
No replay to tell. Insights High School Game of the Week. We'll be back.
Extended invitation to our Northside Kiwanis group. We are a lively group that meets at 7 a.m. We're called the Early Risers, and we have a lot of entertaining speakers.
And Lincoln's back on the field. They're going to put this thing in motion here.
1 minute, 28 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. And we've got an offsides penalty by Chiles. It's going to give them 1st and 5.
They can't lose their concentration. Now, they've shown the ability now to be able to move the ball. They can't get frustrated and start giving up easy plays.
And Pendleton on the carry. He's going to pick up a 1st down. Coach, we talked a lot about how Chiles has shot themselves in the foot, of which they have. But Lincoln's very fortunate as well because they haven't been able to take advantage of the times that they really have shot themselves in the foot.
That's true now. Looks like he tackled him around the neck there.
And he tackled him for loss. Pendleton loses 2 yards on that carry. And he trots to the sideline. 2nd and 12. Pretty sure they'll be looking screen here. Try to take advantage of that aggressive Timberwolves defensive line.
Inside a minute now.
We got twins to both sides for Beard. Oh, and that's picked off by Levins. Beard tried to force it in there to Larry, and Levins undercut the pass and able to pick it off.
And when we saw Chris earlier in the game, one of the things we noted was that he was staying in the pocket a little bit more and trusting his arm. He scrambled, Coach. I thought he could have. I thought he might have left the pocket a little early. But whatever it was not a good decision.
And even he looks different from the first half.
He does.
He was standing really nice and tall in that pocket. Offensive line was giving him a lot of time, and they gave him time on that one. He left prematurely.
That's what I thought, Coach.
And there's Green. And only pick up maybe a yard.
He waited for a hole to develop. He had been able to plant his foot and turn right up earlier in the quarter. That's 10 seconds to go.
Yeah, that'll be the last play of the quarter.
And that ends the third quarter with the score. Lincoln 21, Chiles 7. We'll be back to start the fourth quarter. And here we go. Fourth quarter. JD Insurance for all your insurance needs. We appreciate you, JD. And Tallahassee Accident and Rehab. We saw it at the middle school game, Dr. Ways. Insights on HBCU Sports. It's a new program we rolled out for you. We have some information on you on FAMU homecoming this time.
And there's Charles Herring on the quick pitch across the formation.
That's been a successful play for them.
Yeah, they ran a little different that time. They didn't really get the they didn't give the ball first and then come back with the trap underneath. They just gave him the quick pitch.
I would assume this is 4-down territory here on in.
No question. No question about it. Green in the gun. We got motion coming across. Green going to keep it and run to that motion where the motion came
Coach,
from.
it looks like a first down, but we've seen this spotted a little bit different.
It should be a first down. I'm going to say he's got it. I don't see what the debate is here.
Coach, it is a debate, isn't it?
That's thank you.
Okay. Coach, it wasn't close.
No, it wasn't. He had at least a ball length on that. So Chiles is on the move, Coach.
They are.
And there we go. We see Gillespie pop through there again. He picks up 7.
Good first down play there, Coach.
Very good. Chiles really fighting back. Lincoln unable to take advantage of the opportunities they've had with the turnovers. There's Herring. Green on the read.
And he kept it.
And there
Coach.
he goes. Down to about the 17-yard line goes Garrett Green.
Coach, you get those competitors that make a mistake and cannot wait to get back on the field to make up for the error that they made. That's
what we're
you're
looking
seeing,
at.
Yeah.
That's what we're seeing. Timberwolves are on the move. Down to the 19. I thought he was down to the 17. He's down to the 19-yard line. Gillespie in the backfield with Green. He's got a little H back. He comes across the formation.
Good tackle there.
Yep, little wham block by the H-back.
Lincoln filled that hole. We're able to bring him down with one arm there. Trip him up a little bit.
Yeah, that H-back coming across the formation. Lincoln defense stood in there pretty tough. Makes that stop. Chiles getting more into a rhythm. They picked up their tempo a little bit. There goes Gillespie. Chiles doing a lot of good things up front. Pulling guards, pulling tackles, using the H-back on the wham blocks, and they're doing a lot up front.
There's that offensive line, Coach. A little difficult to put some of that in based on the talent you have, isn't it, Coach?
Yeah, they're trying to take advantage of some things. That time, my goodness. Oh, and it's gonna be a touchdown if they can advance it, and they do. Touchdown, Chiles.
Touchdown.
Coach, he kicked the ball 19 yards, 14 yards. The ball was kicked forward as Gillespie fumbled it, and then it was recovered in the end zone for the touchdown.
That was a lucky break. You couldn't do that again, Coach, if you tried.
If you tried. No, you couldn't.
Wow.
Not if you even tried to do it. You could try 100 times and you wouldn't be able to do that
Wouldn't
again.
be able to do it, Coach.
Nevertheless,
It's 21-14. What's that time on it, Coach?
8 minutes, 14 seconds to go. Extra point is up and good. And we got a ball game now.
We got a ball game, Coach. We got a ball game. We'll be back with the
Always
kickoff.
taking time for insights, and we with you 150%. Those now we pull for Philly only because you there, so we want y'all to do well.
Amazing love, man. Obviously, being with Insight and giving a lot of knowledge and having the opportunity to do this interview is tremendous. Just want to continue to do things, and I appreciate you guys for coming out.
Thanks.
Got a 21-14 game now, Coach.
Yeah, Chiles has made a game of it. And we talked about it, Lincoln not taking advantage of those opportunities. Those 3 block punts 3 times in the red zone, unable to come away with points. You're leaving them. That's another 21 points on the board. We were at an opportunity where it could have been 42-0 at halftime. Now it's 21-14, and Chiles has really got it going.
Coach.
They tried
That
to
was
get
intentional.
onside. Yes, it was intentional. Coach, they've got the momentum, and so they're going to try that surprise onside right there. And they were trying to get that ball back quickly. Lincoln was ready for it.
They were.
That was really good coaching by that Trojan staff. They definitely were ready for that onside attempt. Coach, we were looking at the potential of a major blowout. And now we're staring right at a 21-14 score. 8 minutes, 12 seconds to go. And Lincoln has switched quarterbacks again, Coach. Fisher back in the game. Hand off to Hankins. Oh, he makes a wonderful move. And look at Hankins.
Almost popped it.
He was one step away from taking that to the house.
Yes, he was.
Wow.
Yes, he was, Coach. What's the difference in quarterbacks there that would allow that to happen?
Not quite sure. I don't understand why Beard is out of the game, but Fisher doing a good job. He obviously doesn't run it as well as Beard, but he was able to pick up still 7 yards on that carry. He looked a little indecisive on his run.
Do you think maybe your coach has been trying to tell Beard what he wants from him? He didn't do it. He brought him out.
Fisher back to pass, and that's going to be picked off. And is that LaCorey Levins again?
That's him.
That's his third pick of the game. Not quite sure you want to try to pick on him with a backup quarterback in, and you run the ball effectively. That's a little surprising there by the Trojan staff.
And right now, Madison up on Columbia High School 17-0.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you to the Madison County Bulldogs, 17-0. Coach, they're Boot Hill.
That Cowboy team is something else.
Coach,
Isn't it?
they're Boot Hill.
Oh, my goodness. Last year, they were destroyed by Lake City, Columbia.
Not that, they over there for Boot Hill. Oh, that got ugly quick. Yep. What do we look at? An update on it now? We at 21-13. My passing, Coach. I think I would have stayed
With the run,
Yeah.
it was working. Garrett Green using his legs on those read options. Don't get ahead of yourself. Stick with what was working.
How much time we have there, Coach?
It's 7 minutes, 9 seconds to go.
A lot of time left. Yeah, 21-14 game now.
There goes Chiles around the right end, picking up positive yards.
Looks like about a 7, maybe 8 yard
Yep,
pickup.
going to be 3rd and 3 for the Timberwolves.
That's a much more manageable down.
Yeah, absolutely. But we've seen them in manageable downs for the entire first half. But they're definitely playing a lot better here in the second half. And that time they go the wrong way as the Lincoln defense really brings a big surge. Big surge led by number 51, Brown, from his middle linebacker position. And I don't think this is a place where you want to go for it. You want to punt this ball and play defense.
Okay. Stop right there. Stop right there. How many punts have see?
Hey, great observation, but listen.
Do you try to punt it again?
I think
Or
so.
do you try to make a first down?
What I think is
I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't have an answer.
Coach, I'm going to try to punt it. But what they need to do is, there you go, change that punt formation.
Okay.
Close it down. Try to get it
All right,
over.
then, Coach E.
Oh, my goodness. Bad snap. This time, this Timberwolves special teams is anything but special.
Oh, yes, they are
That's
special.
4. Coach,
They
that's,
rolled that one up there, Coach.
that's three punt blocks and a bad snap.
Didn't I just tell you? I
You
don't know
did.
that, Coach.
You
They
said
have not shown the ability to punt the ball.
But, Coach, they did the right thing by bringing the formation in because the first 3 punts, they had those wide formations.
Okay. If they did the right thing, what just happened? What did we just witness?
Coach, can I get
Okay.
some scores around the area?
Coach, you can give me whatever you want right now. I'm not gonna let you off the hook.
Hey,
Cause I just me.
you called it.
I'm not a
You
football
felt
coach, but I said at this rate we have not shown the ability to punt it. So at least let me try. Coach Dave had 3, now 4 in a row.
But it was the right call strategically. Let's put it that way.
Why would it be the right call strategically if it
Just,
didn't work? Coach, you gotta know your team. That's just me. I'm just saying
hey,
that.
no, listen, I can't argue with it. I'm trying.
And we asked Coach before the punt, would you punt it? Would you go for it?
Yeah.
He said, no. We
Yeah.
changed the formation.
And
And then they rolled.
they rolled. Now here's the
The
odd
snap
part.
up there.
They had a bad snap
Now that's true.
on the other ones.
That's true.
Okay, they had
That's
not
true.
had a bad snap on
That's
their
true.
other punt opportunities. But now you close
Chiles
your
is going to be
formation.
so upset with themselves
Oh,
with the
my
opportunities
goodness.
that they've had.
Oh my goodness. And Lincoln as well. Lincoln as well now. Let's make no
You
mistake.
cannot make those mistakes against Lincoln now if you're going to beat them.
But Lincoln cannot make these mistakes against other teams as well.
Okay.
And Glaze drops the kickoff, but he's in wide open space. He takes it out to the 40.
What do we have a score over there, Coach? 23-9.
23-14, 5 minutes, 27 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. You want a few scores, Coach?
Sure.
Wakulla, no surprise, up on Jefferson County, 49-18. I'm surprised Jefferson was able to score 18. Florida High, I'm not sure. Oh, they're just crushing North Florida Christian, 53-13. No surprise there. Godby, we had a halftime score. Apparently, they made a huge comeback and tied the game at half at 28.
Okay.
Taylor County and PK Young knotted up at 13 was the last score that we got there.
And wait a minute, Coach is on the field again. There's Coach Gray.
They've been on the field quite a bit. Last score check we're going to give you right now. Gadsden County up on FAMU DRS 10-6.
That's a good close game.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Chris Beard back at quarterback? No, he's
No,
not.
it's still Fisher back there. Pendleton on the carry. Excuse me, check that. That's Hankins on the carry. He's been seeing a lot of action here in the second half.
Chiles is going to need a stop here. They're going to need 2 scores. Those 2 points will make a difference. That safety does.
Oh, there's Hankins
He
busting through the line, and look at Hankins as he takes it all the way down to the 11-yard line. Caden Hankins with a burst,
Yes.
an absolute burst through the line of scrimmage.
That might be a back-breaking run right there. One thing about Lincoln, they're going to keep coming at you. And we knew earlier when Chiles kept making those mistakes that they were going to be in trouble against Lincoln playing like that.
This is what we were seeing in the first half when we were anticipating this potentially being a blowout. Hankins on the carry again. Lots of Timberwolves to the ball this time.
Great recovery by the quarterback who caught a bad snap. It was down around his ankle tops. He was able to bend over and catch it there.
Hankins coming up a little hobbled there. I'm pretty sure this is what Lincoln wants now. Up 9. 4 minutes to go now. They're gonna run the ball.
They're going to run
They're gonna
it.
try to get out of here.
Hey, he's going to stop limping. He's getting the ball now. He's going to stop limping.
Well, they go to Pendleton now. Pendleton in the backfield. Hankins was suffering from a knee injury earlier in the season.
Okay.
So we have to hope that he's not injured. Yeah. Oh my goodness, Fisher back to pass. Coach. Coach. I know you don't want to get away from what you do offensively, but I'm not throwing the ball right here.
Okay.
Not up 9 with 3 minutes to go, and I'm down on my 11-yard line.
And you've done it on the ground the whole way. Coach Gray giving his sophomore quarterback some time under some meaningful snaps. Does not want this as a wasted season for him. Wants him to be ready to take over next year.
There they go. Give it to Pendleton. That's right. Give it to him, and you come out and you kick a field goal. and you try to go up 12 as opposed to putting that ball in the air and having something go awry.
He said something go awry. Is that the Volusia County education there?
That it would be, Coach.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
have a vast vocabulary. I try not to blazon. I don't want to display that everywhere. That kick is good by the Trojans. And that was a 27-yard field goal. And that puts Lincoln up 12.
And Insights High School Game of the Week.
Insights High School Game of the Week has returned for its 4th year. You can see the best high school teams in the North Florida and South Georgia area. Insights is a part of the community, sponsoring our Leadership Academy and the Dr. Arthur Woodard Student of the Game, awarded to the student with the highest grade point average and community involvement. Insights Game of the Week is back. Day 2, Saturday, 4:30 to 7.
And the kick by the Trojans
At the 15.
fielded at the 15, and the Timberwolves player slips down, and they'll start that drive from about the 28-yard line.
Now tell me, ask the Earl. Boy, you be hoping you get out of here. You hope you get out of here. What's your thought, Coach? I caught you off guard with this. What's your thought on California paying the athletes to play?
Well, they're not actually paying them to play. They're just allowing them to use their likeness and get paid for using their likeness. I don't see what the problem is. I'm out there on the field. It's I think a lot of people misconstrue what they're saying. They just want to be able to use their likeness and get paid for it. That's just like any job that anybody else would have. But as you well know, they don't allow the student athletes to work. Is that correct?
Yeah, you're right.
So these athletes are trying to find a way to supplement themselves while they're in school.
Okay, so tell me, how will some of the smaller schools who are having trouble right now paying the bills that they have for their student athletes be able to have money to pay students for them using their likeness?
Well,
That's
that's a good play by Chiles, using right there in the middle of the field and getting out of bounds. Coach, I think from what I understand, and I guess I could be wrong, is that they're looking to use their likeness, but the advertisers or whomever would be paying the bill, not the schools.
Okay.
Isn't that?
I'm not. That's why it's asked the Earl.
Coach, I think they're saying if I can find a sponsor that wants me to market a particular product, then I should be able to do that and get paid for it. One of the greatest, I like to play video games. One of the greatest video games of all time was EA Sports, NCAA football. And that has been taken away because the players wanted an opportunity. They filed a lawsuit.
And won.
And we haven't seen one of the greatest games since. Now they have an opportunity to use their likeness and get paid for it. I don't see what the problem is. And so you're seeing a backlash to the NCAA, and I have to agree with those people that they're holding those guys hostage, guys and girls that have an opportunity to market themselves. I really don't see what the big argument is about. And it's coming. I believe it's coming up in Florida as well pretty soon.
It is.
So it's not going to stop.
It is going to be interesting to see how that unravels. And we thank you, Earl the Pearl, for giving us some of your wisdom.
Boy, you're so very welcome.
And it looks like we have a timeout here. 1 minute and 27 seconds remaining at Insights High School Game of the Week. Not to be confused with the middle school game of the week. We'll be right back. What has been your thought on seeing Lincoln earlier when we saw them against Godby and seeing them now? What's your thought?
Well, Coach, I can tell you one thing. They let me go ahead and make this known. They didn't really dominate Chiles, and there's almost an interception. They didn't really dominate Chiles as they could have and had opportunity to do so. And so that's a little surprising. I like what you said earlier. They got up big, 21-0, and almost figured it was just going to be easy at that point.
They went to sleep, Coach.
Went to sleep. And, so that has to be concerning for Coach Gray and his staff. But they had a big injury in that Niceville game is Collier. And we saw him just tear Godby up on that first night. There's a sack by the Trojans. Unfortunately, he suffered a major knee injury last week in Niceville, tore up his knee. And so, of course, he's out for the season. That was the transfer running back from Alabama that they had come over.
Showed a lot of promise.
Oh, absolutely. And so, we wish him the best in his recovery, and we look forward to seeing him next season. But, Lincoln has to be they can't really be happy, I don't think, with the way the outcome is going to be. They're going to be excited. They'll be happy to win the game. But this was an opportunity where they really could have just destroyed the Timberwolves with all of the mistakes that they made, particularly on special teams, and they were unable to get the job done.
Right. How much of a run are you expecting Lincoln to make this year?
Well, they got Leon next week, and based on what we saw last night, they should be able to handle Leon. But that next game against Crestview, well, they're going to have to go to Crestview, and that team lost to Godby in overtime and then absolutely destroyed Leon last night.
And I had a lot of hope for Leon. I like their quarterback.
We like their backs, too, those running backs.
And we thought Leon would raise a little bit more sand than what they did. We thought that offensively they had some weapons they hadn't had at their disposal in quite a while.
Oh, my goodness. Ball on the ground, still on the ground, being kicked around. Lincoln actually...
And why is it kicked around? Because nobody falls on the ball.
Yeah.
Everybody now wants to scoop and six.
Yeah. And there's a time to scoop and score. But I guess in this particular case, that would have had to have been the time with Chiles being down 12.
Exactly. And we're inside a minute now.
Yeah, clock still running. And Chiles doesn't have... Chiles has one timeout is what the board say, but I don't think they have any. And Lincoln's just going to go into a victory formation, which they should have been in on the last play.
And I think that's what Coach Gray has learned from this.
And they get it snapped under 40 seconds. That should be the ball game. I don't think Chiles will stop the clock. And they won't.
Would they want to?
Boy, they really had an opportunity, Coach. They let it slip right out of their hands. They were their own biggest enemy tonight. The special teams blunders, in particular, the drop passes. But those mishaps in the special team game is really just wreaked havoc tonight against the Timberwolves.
They did, and we appreciate everybody being with us tonight. This is homecoming at Florida A&M University, so I know you get ready to go out and party. If you're not, you're already partying right now, looking at it on the phone. Once again, we want to congratulate Lincoln High and Chiles for being much improved, but again, they have to learn how to play through and take advantage of opportunities when they present themselves. And this is Mickey Clayton, the coach, and Earl the Pearl Hankerson saying good night and happy homecoming.
Good night. Strike.
And strike again.